Hey, man.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good as well. Thank you. How's your day treating you so far?
Still kind of busy. I mean, after being Thanksgiving and all, it's still kind of hustle and bustle with places to go and people to see. So yeah, it's still kind of busy.
There you go. That's good. Well, welcome to the show. It is so cool and awesome to have you back here. So real quick here for those who haven't watched, Josh here has like this crazy awesome technique, If you want to know more about it, you can watch it on YouTube, on podcast, and also here. But anyway, so welcome back, man. Before we start, I have to give you a proper welcome. So let me show you that. I'm trying something new, so let me see.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah. It works. It's awesome, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. That's great. That's good stuff.
Yeah. I had some speakers on it. So, but anyway, so on our first interview, we didn't talk more about your career and everything, but now let's talk about it. So, tell me how your acting career started.
Well, it kind of, I guess the best way to say that it started with me being a young kid, loving to go to the movies, really, because, I mean, growing up, that was always a big deal for us to go as a family to the movies and watching a movie to take you to new places or to teach you a lesson or just experience something that you would never experience in your everyday life is really what kind of started me on this. And then did some plays in middle school, and then always having that desire and wanting to tell stories and meeting with the right people and having the right connections kind of leading me to where I am today. And I'm just so grateful for that, to be able to now to act more and to help people tell stories, not always in front of the camera, but also behind it as well.
Totally. Wow. And starting with your career, let's start with your career on theater. So you were in Julie's Dance Works. Tell me, was that like your first play, let's say? And what are some of the things that you learned from that first experience?
Yeah. So I have to say that was more of my first kind of stage thing, because that's what that is it's a dance. It's a hip hop dance, actually, because I think dance is fun and hip hop's really fun to learn. And so that was kind of my first introduction to the stage and performing more on stage. And then my first real play was I think it was at the Eccles. I did a scene from The Seagull. A play that I'm not very familiar with at the time, but now a lot more now after playing, and we did a scene from there, and that was me actually getting into the drama chops of theater, and it was a lot of fun.
Wow. And then you were in Sam Ist, Minico Operetta Company, the Wall Live Entertainment, Improv Broadway, and Scaffold Theater. Tell me, what are some of the best memories that you had during during those plays? And also, can you tell me a little bit from your characters?
Yeah. Well, so the Seagull that I just mentioned, that was actually from Scaffold Theater.
Okay.
And so that was really a great experience, because the stage that we were at it was kind of a C, for the audience, it was a C shape. So people were from left and right, and then where the stage is, but to having an audience almost completely around you was a really cool experience, to have eyes from at least three directions watching you, and having and then with any live performance, it's always great to have an audience there, because they always can let you know how they're feeling, especially with improv. If they're laughing, you're hitting all the jokes and saying all the right things, and then that's a great feeling, because you're we got the ball rolling, they're laughing, we're connecting with the people on stage, and it's a great experience to just have that ball just keep going, and it's just can't stop it.
Yeah, totally. And tell me, what is your process, or what are some of the things that you do in order to prepare a character? Because we will hear of course that every actor has their own way, but for you, what gets you into this to this point in which you are creating this character in order to present it either in a play or a film, TV show?
Yeah, so for me, I always I mean, I first kind of get the idea of what the genre is, the story overall.
Okay.
Because the person, because whoever you're going to be, you know, is contributing to that overall story. So then that kind of helps you with, like, you know, how you fit into the larger aspect.
Yeah.
And then kind of going from there, you have to figure out you as a person, because, you know, you have to really know yourself to be an actor, and knowing yourself, then you can then know how you fit into the character to then know how to fit in the overall story. So it's kind of, you're definitely building on the layers of this bigger story that we're trying to tell. And the best way to put it is just being authentic and knowing your authentic self, your little quirks and little things that you do when you speak. Like, I like to speak with my hands, so anytime I'm a character that does that, I can just remember that and bring that to the character, that, you know, because it's very much going off of real life and your impulses and what you do in your everyday. So it's good to take note in how you do things your day to day, because when you're acting, sometimes there are stories that are way beyond anything you've ever experienced. Like, you'd be in outer space and it's like, okay, I've never been to outer space, but what's something in my life that's pretty out of this world where I felt like that, and you can bring that to the story.
Totally. And what do you think it's an important aspect for storytelling?
Yeah, I think it's one of the, because I'm also a writer too, and so I've been working on a TV series that is something, I mean, it's something I'm putting a lot of work into, and I'm studying a lot of other shows that are similar to it. But I think one of the biggest things in storytelling is the humanity and the connection. Because like when I always think about where stories came from, it was like from way back when people gathered around a fire and would tell stories about either to teach us something or to explain the world around us. You know, like from like the ancient Greeks, how they have all the stories and the constellations and things like that. So stories to me is to help us learn and to grow and to have in an exciting way. So, you know, so we can gain more from telling a story than learn from stories as well, and experience other things vicariously with stories.
Totally. And moving on to your performances on films and TV. So you were in Party Fool, Lemon Bars, Once Upon a Trope Fairy Tale Edition. Tell me about those films, but I mean as well about the characters.
Yeah. So a lot of those are very much connecting with other people that are just as passionate as I am, and it's a lot of friends, and what a lot of those are just our student projects where we get together, we write a script, we kind of look inward into ourselves and figure out, you know, what quirks and things that we have that we can show. And like, for example, the Once Upon a Trope, that was like probably the latest one I've done. One of my friends wrote the script, and she could capture some of our like over the top craziness, because it's very much a Monty Python kind of comedy fairy tale thing. But we were able to find the characters within us that we could bring forward. Because I was a very energetic prince, a little too much, you know, to be like over annoying. And then she was a princess that was very much monotone, almost like a Daria kind of character, if you remember Daria from way back. But so for our characters to be so extreme and opposite, it was really fun to work off each other and to be very, you know, just goofy and have fun. And that's the most important thing too, is it's fun to have your friends there on set, because you can be goofy and be your most authentic self and bring out fun performances.
Totally. Yeah. And for your TV performances, you were in University News Show. Tell me, like, what are some of the things that you noticed or that could be different from a set for a TV show than a set from a movie?
Yeah, well, TV moves a lot faster. It's very much, you know, because with film, you can kind of take your time and, you know, not always take your time, but be a little more slow in the way of trying to, you know, get the good shots and, you know, take a little more time with it. TV, it just moves a lot quicker. It's a lot more fast paced with the same kind of thing. It's almost like just doing a faster movie. And depending on the genre too, the acting will be a slightly different as well, but not much, because acting's acting still. You know, it's always still the real stuff. It's just how you want to tell a longer or a shorter story is basically how you have to kind of think about it.
Okay. And tell me, man, what motivates you? Because I mean, we all have those days, right? In which we don't feel comfortable, or in which we're questioning ourselves if we should continue doing it or not. And I think, like, especially during the whole pandemic, right? That I mean, besides that a lot of people lost their jobs and everything, but especially in acting, I mean, I would assume that the fact that there were not many projects here and there, and that those small projects, they have like a lot of people were chasing them. So what makes you to be in this position to be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna continue doing my thing, and because it's a thing that I love, you know what I mean? So like, what pushes you to continue pursuing your dream and keep building it?
Yeah, best way to put it is holding yourself accountable, because I feel like when you are accountable for yourself, and also having other people help you too is also really great, but always checking in with yourself and being like, you know, like where you are with whatever you're doing, and making sure, you know, do I still want this? Am I still, you know, do I still have the drive? Do I still love it? Because that's the biggest thing, is why we do things. Yeah, because you don't want to do something every day where you wake up and you hate it. You want to wake up every day loving it and just enjoying it. And so I think, like, self-checking in and making sure you hold yourself accountable to keep going, and then to put yourself around other people that have that same drive and dedication also inspires your drive and dedication to keep going. Because this is, you know, acting, and even just industry in general, is it's a rejection kind of career. There's a lot of no's and not right nows, but you have to think of it as a not right now, but it just will be, and you just keep going. It's the long cross country run. It's the up the hills and down the hills, across the fields. It's cross country running is what it is. There you go.
And if you could describe your career at the moment, on a movie, TV show, or even a book, why not? What would be the title of it?
What would be the title of it?
Yep.
I would have to say, I have to say dedication, and because that's a word I think about a lot, and just being dedicated and
okay.
Dedication, yeah.
Okay, and would it be a movie, TV show, or a book?
Probably a TV series. Yeah,
I think
it could be a TV series. Yeah, because my life is so busy and this and that. It'd have to be TV to like really follow it all the way.
Yeah. I mean, now that you mentioned that, if you could describe your career, but this time on a drink, which one would you pick?
Well, I'd probably be a smoothie, to be honest, because it's got a lot of berries and other crazy things, protein powder, and it's very much what I make in the morning. Sometimes it's just a drink that's got a lot of random things blended together, and that's it.
There you go. And my last question here, man, like, what can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I have plans to move to Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
I'm excited to go, and I'm very gung-ho. I'm excited to explore the acting classes that are out there, and all the other training and also opportunities, because there's so much going on out there. There's Tyler Perry Studios, all the Marvel movies. There's the Pinewood Studios. There's so much going on out there.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's why they call Atlanta, right? I remember this interview with the Avengers cast that when they record Civil War, that it was crazy to be like everyone on their costume, and it was outside, and it was this crazy weather. So yeah, I heard that Atlanta is growing the whole acting scene there, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's a very big market, the market of acting and just movie making and TV making is big. It's huge. You often notice that when you watch, I always like to watch credits and listen to the music, but there's a lot of movies out there after you watch it, they have that Georgia Peach at the end of the credit. Yeah, there's a lot out there, but
a lot of The Walking Dead also. Yeah, like a lot of TV shows and movies they record there. I agree on that. Crazy. And I mean, what can I say, man? I mean, it is so cool what you're doing. As I said here, it is, and I think that is one. I mean, it is one of the things that I do enjoy about interview actors here. The fact that you guys basically go through so many rejections and there's so many crappy jobs here and there. But like no matter what, you continue pursuing it. You continue being persistent. And I mean, besides that, you guys bring us really cool projects. We should also appreciate you for the inspiration you guys doing by pushing your career into what you want, you know. And I think that's inspirational to those who are just recently starting a project or whatever. And also, I mean, I want to thank those for watching. If you're watching this later on YouTube or listening to this later on the podcast, make sure that you're following Josh in all social media. Normally, what I would say is for you to put pause, leave a like, subscribe, follow super quick, then hydrate, then go follow this guy here. Let's spread the world. Yeah, let's make the world know about this awesome guy here. And again, man, thank you so much. Before I send you off, you know the drill. I have to give you an epic send off. So let me see if it's working. Wait. Yeah, it's working. There we go.
Thanks, man. This is great. Yeah, I appreciate the invite. This is fun. I love it. I think it's great what you're doing. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having an amazing rest of the day, an amazing weekend, and amazing stuff for you, man. And keep killing it. And I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, see you on the next one.
All right, have a good one, man. Bye.